Flamingo Books. Social Studies with Case Studies Series 8. History. Unit 1, Our Past 3, Modern India.
Chapter 12. India after independence. National and regional development. This encompasses the multifaceted efforts to build a unified and prosperous India, addressing the diverse needs and aspirations of its various regions. In the early decades, the focus was on nation-building, integrating princely states, and establishing a federal structure. Movements for linguistic states reorganization in the 1950s reshaped the internal map of India, aiming to align administrative boundaries with linguistic identities, though this also sometimes led to regional tensions. Over time, development strategies evolved, with an emphasis on industrialization and self-reliance. However, regional disparities persisted, leading to movements advocating for greater autonomy, statehood, or specific development packages for backward regions. Think of movements in the Northeast for greater integration and development, or demands for separate states based on cultural or economic identities in other parts of the country. Decentralization efforts through Panchayati Raj institutions aim to empower local governance and foster grassroots development. More recently, focus has shifted towards inclusive growth, addressing issues like infrastructure development in underserved regions, and promoting balanced development across states. Economic development and the 5-year plans. Independent India embarked on a planned economic development path, heavily influenced by socialist ideals. The 5-year plans, starting in 1951, laid out ambitious targets for industrialization, agricultural growth, and social welfare. The early plans focused on building heavy industries and achieving self-sufficiency. The Green Revolution in the 1960s and 70s was a significant movement that transformed Indian agriculture, making the nation self-reliant in food production, though it also had its regional and socio-economic impacts. Later plans shifted focus towards poverty reduction, employment generation, and liberalization. The economic liberalization reforms of the early 1990s marked a major turning point, moving away from a state-controlled economy towards greater private sector participation in globalization. This led to significant economic growth but also raised concerns about income inequality and social justice. Subsequent economic movements have centered on issues like privatization, foreign investment, and the impact of globalization on domestic industries and employment. The emphasis has increasingly been on sustainable development and inclusive economic growth. Foreign policy of India. India's foreign policy has evolved significantly since independence, guided by principles of non-alignment, peaceful coexistence, and Panchsheel. During the Cold War, India played a leading role in the non-aligned movement, seeking to maintain independence from both the US and Soviet blocs. Relations with neighboring countries have been a constant focus, marked by both cooperation and conflict, particularly with Pakistan. Significant movements in India's foreign policy include the development of nuclear capabilities, which has shaped its strategic posture and relationships with major global powers. India's growing economic influence has also led to a more assertive foreign policy, focusing on trade, investment, and regional leadership. Recent trends include closer ties with the United States and other major democracies, while also maintaining its traditional relationships. India's engagement in multilateral forums and its advocacy for issues like climate change and terrorism are also key aspects of its current foreign policy trajectory. Relations with other countries. This point delves deeper into the specifics of India's bilateral and multilateral engagements. India's relationship with Pakistan has been complex and often fraught with tension, marked by wars and ongoing border disputes. Relations with China have also seen periods of both cooperation and conflict, with border issues remaining a point of contention despite growing economic ties. India has historically maintained strong ties with Russia, formerly the Soviet Union, particularly in defense and energy. Its relationships with Southeast Asian nations have strengthened through initiatives like the Look East, now Act East, policy, focusing on economic and strategic partnerships. Engagement with West Asian countries has also grown, driven by energy security and the large Indian diaspora. India's relationship with the United States has transformed significantly since the end of the Cold War, evolving into a strategic partnership across various sectors. India actively participates in international organizations like the United Nations, BRICS, and the G20, playing an increasingly important role in global governance. Kashmir's troubled history. The history of Kashmir since India's independence has been marked by conflict and political complexities. The partition of India in 1947 led to the accession of the princely state of Jammu and Kashmir to India, a decision contested by Pakistan, leading to the First Indo-Pakistani War. The issue of Kashmir has remained a central point of contention between the two nations, resulting in further wars and ongoing border tensions. Internally, Kashmir has witnessed various political movements, including demands for greater autonomy, self-determination, and, at times, secession. The insurgency that began in the late 1980s has had a profound impact on the region. The revocation of Article 370 in 2019, which granted special status to Jammu and Kashmir, and its bifurcation into two union territories, was a significant and controversial move with far-reaching implications for the region's political and social landscape. Efforts to restore normalcy and promote development in the region are ongoing. Looking to the future, India stands at a crucial juncture, facing both immense opportunities and significant challenges. Its large and youthful population, coupled with its growing economy, positions it as a major global power. However, issues like poverty, inequality, environmental sustainability, and social cohesion need to be addressed for inclusive and sustainable development.